Okay.
Hello and welcome to Delhi Birth Network Birth Story Circle. I'm Divya Deswal. I'm a mom of two, childbirth educator and a doula, and a member of Delhi Birth Network. And we have with me Janeya, who is a chef, mom, and a human resource ninja. Is that how you described yourself, Janya?
Well, yes, currently I do.
So Janya has a lovely little girl who is 3 years old. And take it away. Tell us a little bit about the pregnancy, Janya.
Yes, so thank you, Divya. And well, I like to start by saying that you have been very instrumental in the entire journey of Tara's birth and breastfeeding. You're also my life coach. So I just literally hang on to you and hold on to you each time I'm in trouble. And, so very grateful for that. So my birth, the birth journey for me has been very, very exciting actually, and very challenging at the same time. When I met Divya, all I knew was that normal birth is what I always ever wanted. However, the nature didn't intend, for me, the nature didn't intend that for me. So my baby was actually breech, and then she was oblique. My placenta was low, and, there were many other factors that actually barred me from having a normal birth. But we put in a lot of effort in terms of, we did so many exercises and so many CST sessions. I also went to a chiropractor, you remember, and so many sessions there. And I prayed, but in the end, it was a C section. And however, I was so prepared and I was so calm in my mind that literally, I didn't even know how I went through the entire process. And honestly, I was the only thing that I was really worried for was I wanted the baby to be ready before we actually just take her out into the world, or when she's ready to come. And it so happened that my water broke on the same day as the C-section was planned. And I think this is all because of Divya and how she calmed me and how she handheld me through the journey. So yeah, so it was great.
So did you take that sign of water bags breaking as?
Yeah.
Did you take the sign of those water bags breaking as she was ready to come?
Yes, I did, and in fact, I was the only one who was so calm. Everybody else around me was running like headless chickens. And even when I reached the hospital, I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready, guys. I mean, I know it has to be a cesarean, a C-section, and I'm okay. And don't panic. Like, I can do this." So that is what hypnobirthing taught me, and till today, when I am in difficult situations pertaining to life and work, I go back to my hypnobirthing mantras and basics, and it gets me through. So yeah.
So that normal birth, the C-section seems to have become the normal birth for you. It was normal for you to have it. You had
Yes.
understood the reasons that arose and prayed, they changed, and then accepted when they didn't. So in a way, that's like the parenting journey. You have a certain idea in mind, then you kind of meet the baby, and then say the baby may have a different idea in mind.
Yes.
So we all know that C-sections lead to breastfeeding issues. Tell us a little bit about your breastfeeding journey.
I was very prepared for the type of birth, I was getting into. I was also educated, and I also knew how breastfeeding is important, the importance of mother's milk for the newborn. And I was very firm in my mind that this is what I want to do. And I also knew that, this has to happen immediately after birth. The child has to be with the mama, and the contact, the touch is super important. So that's what I rooted for, and I made sure that the hospital authorities listened to me, because that's also a tricky part somewhere. Even though my breastfeeding experience at once was great, but somehow at the hospital, the staff kept telling me that, hey, you're not producing enough milk. I don't think it's happening. So the motivation was really down. And they kept saying that, oh, we must give the child top feed and, all of that. I'm not the judge of anything, but I actually held my ground and I said, no top feed. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen in 1 hour, it's going to happen in 2 hours. So you have to give me that space. And so it happened. It happened, and I held my ground. And so breastfeeding has been a beautiful journey. Of course, postpartum was tough in terms of the mood, the mood going up and down, and all of that. And so the support around the time of breastfeeding is super important, from your family, from your spouse. And I don't think anybody knows what is inside of you. They can just see you and say, hey, you're so cranky, or you're so rude with me, and you're not talking properly, and lack of sleep and all those things don't really make you a really presentable person. But yeah, one issue that I faced in the initial week was of latching. So, while we were breastfeeding, the latch wasn't strong, which was leaving me sore. But we overcame that, and I reached out for help. Reaching out for help is key. Like, don't shy. And, one thing that I really miss, and I don't shy away from saying, is that, the family support. So I think even the family around you should be educated about breastfeeding and how to deal with a mother and a newborn. I don't think I caught that. It was a little bit of lack in education, I would say. Nobody intended to be bad to me, but they never understood, and I never understood why they were reacting. So that clash kind of didn't give me a very good experience. But I still stood my ground, and my baby's 3 now, and I'm still breastfeeding her. And I do realize that it is on the baby. It's really the baby's call. When she wants to say, no, I'm done. When the baby is secure, she's going to let me know, I'm done with breastfeeding and I don't need it anymore, and I'm ready for the world. And I'm ready to go on that journey because it's mine and my baby's journey. So yeah.
That's wonderful. But we know that you're still working, Janeya. How does breastfeeding, 3-year-old, and work go together?
So honestly, I'm a chef, and I have to work physically. I have to attend my events physically, and work in the kitchen. So I think it's been, like I said, the support around me has been great after people understood what the journey I've embarked on. So Tara travels me to, she travels with me. She comes to work with me. She learns there. I take her to classes. Well, schools are shut now, so we really can't do much. But I have been able to manage. There have been times that have been very emotional and very stressful in terms of work, and me feeding her and being at the same time somewhere else. And it's been I've been on those crossroads as well. But yeah, we overcame it. And once we did, when I look back, I think it's been great. So yeah.
So basically, it's a part of life.
Yes,
we have those
absolutely.
challenges. Yeah.
Absolutely. So like you eat your food and you go about your routine, I think for breastfeeding, it is really a part of life. So, yeah.
And do you think because your daughter spends that much time with you, she is also becoming a chef?
She's becoming a lot of things, actually. So I also dance, so she's picking that up, and she's learning how to sing, and so very many things. But yes, I think the focus is a lot on food, and yeah, we plan our menus each day. So yeah, it's very interesting.
It's also very interesting that she is planning food and menus and still prefers breastfeeding. So they enjoy the food, and they know when they need mama.
Yes, absolutely.
That's wonderful. What else comes to mind, when you look back at this whole journey, in terms of what your expectations were, or how you started and how it has made you today?
Right. Honestly, my expectations, I think I was very sure in my mind as to what I want to do. The hurdles I faced was, I heard very, very often, why are you not weaning her? Give her top feed. I mean, if I were to give her top feed, will I not be judged? Or will I not be judged to breastfeed her? It was really a question. And everybody's like, okay, so now she's 2. So, oh my God, 1 or 2, like now you need to start weaning her. You know, you could put chili on your breast. And, you know, I got so many ideas from so many people, and I just heard them all, and they made me cry and made me so emotional, because I said that, hey, this is my life. This is my journey. Why are you actually judging me or caving a path for me? You know, like why? Sorry, carving a path for me, because you know, something that I want to do. So those hurdles I overcame. And you know, even Tara heard a lot from people saying, oh my God, you're such a big girl. What is this thing you're doing? You know, when you go to school, kids will laugh at you. So I actually sat back and, you know, and I realized that Tara actually got more clingy, and you know that. Tara got even more clingy towards me. And I realized that, wow, this society is really out there to, like, you know, eat you up and, you know, like, you know, just mess with your brain. But it's really important to keep your, you know, sanity in check, and just do what you believe in, because end of the day, you're the one who's doing it. So, yeah.
That's true. So, Janeya, this is the breastfeeding week. We are ending today. I think this is wonderful.
Yes.
Like you say, that people judge you for feeding. They might also judge you for not feeding. Do you want to say something about this whole judgment?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, with me, you know, I know a lot of people who had their babies around the same time, and you know, they were going through different issues, and you know, they said that, hey, we are not getting any milk, and how to feed the baby, and you know, that was another stress altogether. Not realizing that, you know, which is what I learned. Not realizing that, you know, when you're not stressed is when your milk is going to be produced. So, you know, it's just their choice. It was their choice to feed the baby that they want, you know, how they wanted to. And, you know, we're nobody to come in their way. And, you know, similarly for breastfeeding, it is the mother's decision. And or for not breastfeeding, it's the mother's decision. So stop, you know, giving so much pain to the mother. So, yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. Stop giving so much pain to the mother. Thank you, Janeya.
Yeah.
This was wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking. For breastfeeding,
for
for non-judgment, and for the baby.
Thank you so much. Thank you.